Warning, this video contains massive spoilers. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello, and welcome to Ships in Kill la Kill. In this video, I'll be talking about some of my personal ships in this anime, and sorry, it's just that this anime is so distracting with all the beautiful sunsets, amazing buildings, and naked people. The half-naked people are also pretty distracting. But anyway, let's begin. First up, one of my favorite ships in any anime of all time ever is Mako and Gamagoori. This is the closest to a canon ship we have in Kill la Kill, and their interactions throughout the anime are just so darn cute. They're both the most honest, straightforward people who say what's on their mind and devote everything they have for the people they love, so I think they fit perfectly together. When Gamagoori vowed to save Mako, and the subsequent scene where he gets all embarrassed around her, is the point where this ship set sail, and it never stopped, as later on the two have another moment together, and at the very end we see Gamagoori in a suit with some flowers for Mako. In my mind, this is him outright proposing to her, which seems crazy, but then again it's Gamagoori, and him doing something like that wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. But now we've got that out of the way, let's discuss some of the more debatable ships. Inumuta x Jakuzure. Out of the big four, I think Jakuzure would go best with Inumuta, and that's because they're both the most joking, sarcastic characters in the anime, while Sanageyama and Gamagoori are straightforward and probably wouldn't even understand what sarcasm is. These two always have top quality banter, and that's why I ship them together. With Satsuki, she seems like a lone wolf type, and so I'd be fine with not shipping her with anyone, especially since there's probably no person worthy of her greatness. Some options were Satsuki x her butler because he's always with her, and in the scene where she's naked he acts super calm, as if he's used to it, wink wink. And maybe even Satsuki x Big Mama, because oh lord, what is she? No, quickly, blur it out, I can't show this on YouTube. Some people say incest is wincest, but I think this ship should just go in the bincest. Anyway, I settled on Satsuki x Sanageyama, mostly because of their past and the whole sewing his eyes shut for her. Also, look at this picture right here. Inumuta is looking at Nonon, Gamagoori is looking at Mako, and Sanageyama is looking at Satsuki. I know it's a leap and it might just be a coincidence, but it was enough evidence for me to support all three of these ships. Next is Youco. Youco x Senketsu because it was love at first sight. I mean, look at how passionately he no, that looks like rape. Actually, scrap that. But later on, they form an inseparable bond, and they even say that they've become one and feel so kimochi. Sorry. Ryuko x Tsumugu because near the beginning of the anime he comes to strip her and won't stop until she does. Ryuko x Mikisugi because he always brings her to his room and starts taking off his clothes, and maybe even Ryuko x Nui because of this passionate kiss. Nah. I just can't imagine Ryuko with any of these people, and I think that as a main character it's totally fine for her to not have a ship. Even someone like me who loves ships can admit that some characters don't need to be shipped. Her friendships and bonds with Mako, Satsuki, and Senketsu are all so strong that I don't think she needs a love interest. Just leave her be. And finally, probably the most random and unexpected ship is Haga Data and Fukuroda, the tennis club captain and the boxing club captain. These two had no interactions whatsoever, but then near the very end we see them drinking tea and just look at them. When I see something like this, I just can't resist. These two have to go together, and even with only a single still image to back this up, in my mind, it's official. But anyway, that's it. Those are my ships in Kill la Kill. Oh, but if you came here for the other type of ship, this anime has got you covered with some of the greatest ships I've ever seen. The Naked Soul is huge, badass looking, and can even turn into a blade. But then, the original Life Fiber is a living, breathing ship. Just think about that, a ship that is alive. Also, it can fly. It's a tough call, but I think the Naked Soul edged out the victory when it straight up murdered the life fiber with the power of friendship. Man, when people talk about naval warfare, I don't think they're talking about this stuff. It's crazy. But that finally brings us to a close. Comment down below your own favorite ships in Kill la Kill, as well as mention some other anime you'd like me to discuss. Thanks for watching and have a relatively awesome day. Awesome day. Bye bye.